I mean, you throw, hey, we're going to give you 15 million a year for 10 years right now, and then maybe do a 60-year opt out for both sides.
No, no,
No,
I wouldn't sign anything less than 10 years, 300 mil.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
I'm serious. You get listen.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life. Good life.
Coming in hot, shit. What's going on, brother?
Coming in hot, man. I got a big day today. Going to City Field to see Steve Miller
Def Leppard and Journey.
How sick
My
is
buddy,
that?
my buddy Junk just went and saw that at PNC Park. He said it was awesome.
Really?
Although he said when you listen to Journey, you're like, sometimes you gotta turn away, like, because you close your eyes and feel like it's Steve Perry, you know?
Yeah, yeah, you do miss him not being there, but that kid's great that does it. But I'm most excited about Steve Miller Band, dude. That guy's like my
Guy's
teenage years.
That's what he said. He said Steve Miller's like 80. He walks out and he sounds exactly like he's always sounded.
I love it. I'm so excied about that. Yeah.
And dude, if you've seen Def Leppard in person, those
No.
guys are more on more gas. Those guys are freaking. Those guys are on some serious steroids with testosterone. They are, yeah.
Are they really?
Cold stuff. Dude, oh man, the guy's like, I mean, you can see every ab, vein,
I can't wait. I just came off the Donnie Wahlberg situation the other night. Those guys taking their shirts off, so I'm kind of used to that. Anyway, lot going on in the league. I'm going to start with one thing that's a little newsy, thanks to JP Morosi. Mookie Betts, he's been working out at short. He's getting back. He's almost back. Morosi said today, Ohtani will remain the leadoff hitter. Mookie's going to move to 2 and Freddie stays at 3. What's your take on that?
I like it. I mean, Ohtani's been so good in the cleanup role, and it's really like it'd be like taking Judge and Soto and putting them, putting Judge 2, Soto 3. It's like, all right, it's worked with Ohtani being in the leadoff role. I mean, he's really thrived there, and Mookie, as long as you got those guys, and think about that too. I mean, you turn that lineup over, you have Ohtani, who's one of the biggest home run threats in the game. So if you're turning that lineup over as a manager, you're looking at the lineup saying, how do we get Ohtani up 5 times?
Right.
And how you do it is really that leadoff spot. Is if you're turning it over, you're almost guaranteed to get that guy to get one more. So if they decide to walk him in a big situation, you got Betts sitting at 2. I love it. To tell you the truth, now that I think about it, I love it.
Yeah, and once we hit the playoffs, Ohtani, I bet, will run more, and we forget how fast he is because he's so huge. So your leadoff, it's not like having Jeremy Giambi back in the day leading off. Right. Ohtani can steal 2 bags in an inning if you really had to, I think.
Yeah, great point. Great point. You're getting the speed from him at the top and the power. Great combo.
Yeah. Now, let's stick with speed and power because our boy Elly De La Cruz getting after it once again. Another big night last night, and then I have a question from a fan for you about
4 more hits last night.
Mm-hmm. What's your take on this?
Guy's got 8 hits in the last 2 games. Dude, I think, like I said, I did something on MLB Network yesterday. I was just saying, I really believe that this guy is the real deal, man. And he's only going to – his chase rate's down this year. And, his strikeouts are up. But if he cuts down on his strikeouts with the chase rate going down, that's when you become an elite player in this league.
Yeah. Okay. So I asked our fans on the little Twitter X account today, to ask some questions to you. If they have any. Coincidentally enough, a guy named Old School PlayStation Fanboy, which is a fantastic name, asked John, do the Reds have a chance in hell of extending Elly with Boras as his agent? It's a good question. Great question.
That's a great question. And if history repeats itself, they have a chance if they want to spend the money. Because, you go down the list of guys, look at Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, these guys that were like, okay, I want to test free agency, which is their right. And that's Scott Boras' way. Scott Boras' way is get the free agency and then we'll get the big deal. And he obviously looks at Elly De La Cruz just like you look at a Juan Soto or a, some of the best players in the game.
Mm.
So, yeah, they could sign him, but it's going to take a lot of money by the Reds to lock him up,
Yeah.
unless the Reds threw a big number out there and Elly said, "Hey, listen, at the end of the day, the players need to remember the agents work for them, and if a big number comes flying out and Elly says, "Hey, listen, I want to sign that," Boras will try and talk him out of it, probably. But if you're throwing $300-400 million in front of a young player, I mean, don't forget the the Nationals offered Soto 15 years at $450 million.
Mm-hmm.
Turned it down, and he probably bet on himself, and he's gonna be right. So Elly's looking at it like, hey, listen, at the end of the day, guys earn the right to get to free agency after 6 years, and he's going to earn the right to make a lot of money, and the Reds have an opportunity to try and sign him.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got at least got like a sneaker deal or two or something going on right now. But his 2024 salary is $742,500. Pre-ARB 25, pre-ARB 26. That's what I'm looking at right now. I mean, you throw, hey, we're going to give you 15 million a year for 10 years right now, and then maybe do a 6-year opt-out for both sides.
No. I wouldn't sign anything less than 10 years, 300 mil.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
Listen, if you're De La Cruz, like, look what they did with Acuna. What was that? 12 years, 150 million, and the guy won the MVP. I'm like, nah. You want to sign me? Take away my arbitration years and my free agency, 10 years, 300 million. I'll do it, and that'll be a deal. That'll be a steal. This guy's 22.
He's 22.
That would be a steal, dude. That means he'd be 32. He'd have 300 million. He'd still have another big contract coming. So no way are they getting away with 15 million here. Boras would go chain up De La Cruz. He would be missing because he was like, "You ain't signing that. You're not signing that."
That's a good one, dude.
No way.
Good job. Good job with that. All right, so there's one answer. Actually, let me pull up this one other question. This is from our boy CMS27, who is a big fan of the show. The Yankees' best lineup, in his opinion, will include Dominguez when and if he gets the call. If so, though, who is the odd man out that lineup? I think
Verdugo.
Rotation. Verdugo.
Verdugo becomes the odd man out. I think Dominguez. I mean, the guy's a switch hitter. I got to see it firsthand last year watching him. And this guy's the real deal. And he was raking on his rehab assignment before he got hurt. It was a shame because all those guys, when G went down, you're like, call up Dominguez. And Dominguez had just gone down too. So this guy's an absolute stud. And he can run. And he can play defense too. So I think the odd man out would be Verdugo in that situation. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Man, it's always that left field for the Yankees. It's that magically strange spot when like those dudes would come up, hit 12 home runs before the playoffs, Shane Spencer style.
Oh, yeah, right.
One of those guys. I have one more question here from a fan. This is from Russell. Can you ask Sean if he was ever part of a triple play? If so, did he know it was happening in the moment or was it a surprise?
You know what? I would like to say I was part of a triple play, but when I think back in my career, I was not. I don't know. I was ever part of a triple play that was turned or I turned one. Now when I go, I'll have to see if we can figure that out, Chase, but I'm almost positive I never was part of a triple play.
Yeah. Not that this means anything to anybody, but my freshman year of high school, I turned an unassisted triple play.
How?
It was crazy. Stupid, horrible call by the head coach. Runners on first and second, no outs, and they did a bunt and run. So the two dudes take off. This guy pops up the bunt so hard and so far it came to me like in between the pitcher's mound and second base, and I ran over. And whatever I did, I don't even remember what it is anymore, but I did the tag touch bag thing the right way, or at least whatever a freshman umpire said I did. But I caught it, boom, tagged the guy, and what? Three outs. It was really crazy. I'll never
That's
forget.
cool.
It's like,
Dude, that's very rare. That's very rare. That's
yeah,
really cool.
you have to, everything has to come together. Terrible call. You don't bunt and steal at the same time. Anyway, let's get back onto the pro level here. Dude, the Buccos are out west, man. I'm a little worried about your team out there because the Padres thumped them yesterday, 6-0. That game was out of hand before it even started. What do they need to do to kind of hang through? Like when you go to the West Coast, is it really what everybody said? Everybody's like, oh, the West Coast trip is scary, it's tough. Is it just because the teams are good out there, or is it like, is it really a grind going east to west?
I think it's a grind more coming back when you come back east because you're more jet lagged. There's, you know what's happening? There's good teams out west. Go out and play the Diamondbacks. You know, you go out and play the Dodgers. You go out and play the Padres. There's some good teams out there. So when you're taking a West Coast trip now in the NL, you're like probably running into some good teams. And the bottom line is when the Pirates and the Padres or the Diamondbacks, when they go head to head, you got to win those games. You got to win the series. You got to find a way. I mean, there's no time left to be like, oh, we lost that series. We got to win the series. So, you know, when you look at the Buccos, when you got Skeens and Keller at least going, you got to win those games.
Yeah.
So tough loss by them, 6-0. And but hey, man, it's just fun to say that Pirates are in the race right now, you know. And dude, who knows with the Red Legs? You know, my Reds, they're right there too. Like they just, you know, Elly getting hot. You never know. The pitching holds up. You know, they make the run they need to make. They're still, you know, that wild card's still open where the Reds could still make a run.
Yeah, and they got the Marlins, you know, this week beating up on them. That's a good time for them to make a little bit of move. I'll tell you a team I'm kind of worried about right now. The offense for the Atlanta Braves has gone silent, dude. And time is running out, and they don't really look like they're. I mean, obviously they lost the best player. That stinks, but they got.
He was having a tough year when they lost.
Right. Yes, he hadn't been doing anything. They lost 10-0 last night, dude. They are. I think that we're seeing that they really aren't the same team. I mean, we know they're not the same team without their best player, but they don't look really good right now. And you can't just. It's like the Yankees with. When Judge isn't going, like, you can't just rely on your four-hitter to win baseball games if you're the Braves.
Well, this is how hard the game is, since we're talking about Matt. Don't forget, Matt Olson last year led the league in homers and RBIs. He had like 130 RBIs and 53 homers. Led the majors. This year he's got, I don't know, 20 homers maybe.
Yeah. He's having
an okay year, not driving in a ton of runs. Below a 800 OPS. Austin Riley has gotten a little hot in the second half, but like you're kind of waiting for him to get going. He's not having the year he had last year. Albies has been hurt. Acuna's out for the season. It's that offense really has just been not that great. I remember last year going in there with the Yankees, they thumped us 3 games in a row. I was like, that's one of the best offenses I've ever seen, and they're close to that same offense.
Yeah, interesting. Tough, man. We do have a celebration, though. The Chicago White Sox won a baseball game.
Congratulations. That's tough. Dude, losing 21 in a row is tough. That's tough to do.
What was the worst?
You think something's going to go right for you at some point. Like, that's actually tough to do, losing 21 in a row. So congratulations to the White Sox for getting a W.
They're 28-88. What does that feel like? What does that feel like, Sean?
I don't know. I've been on some teams that almost lost 100 games. It doesn't feel good. I think we might have lost 100 in 2003. Did we?
I'm looking now. I'll tell you.
I remember the head coach of Akron, Jerry Faust, came and gave us a pep talk at spring training, and I said, never let Jerry Faust come back and give us a pep talk. We just lost 100 games.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's a guy, the worst, dude. There's this picture of Miguel Vargas. He was on the Dodgers this year, dude. And now he got traded from the Dodgers to the White Sox. And there was a shot on the Oakland NBC broadcast of he's just like sitting on the ground, like, you know, like around the dugout. You know, he just looks so upset. Like, just so upset. Can you imagine that? Going from the, what do they call it? The
going from the penthouse to the outhouse. No, I know. I went from the outhouse to the penthouse.
Yeah.
When I went with the Pirates to the Tigers, so I know the other way around. And I've been in the outhouse a few times, dude. It is one of the worst places to be, dude. It's like, because you look up, you're such a bad team, and you're like, hey guys, we only have 60 games to go. 60.
I mean, what is the chat? How do you, I mean, you're a professional. That's your job to do, right? But how hard is it to get up every morning and go every single day for 60 more days?
That's why you just got to have a routine and a process you do every day, whether you're 100 games, losing 100 or winning 100. You got to stay as a pro and make sure you're doing your job. And what's crazy for me, Chins, them having Fetty and Crochet as two of the best pitchers in the game, starting pitchers, you're like, what's going on?
Ugh, it is a disaster.
What's going on there?
It's a disaster. And of course, how everybody, both the players and kind of like the ownership, they were like hamstrung at the trade deadline to a degree, because you couldn't trade those guys because of them popping off about innings limits and everything like that. This is one of the worst teams in the history of baseball. Maybe the worst team in the history of baseball. It might be the worst.
Trending that way. They're trending that way. If you're losing over 100 games, if you get into the teens, like if you lost 112, 13, 14 games, like that's not good.
Dude, they're 60 games under 500. Exactly 60 games. That is ridiculous. And the team they beat's got to be the A's of all teams. It's unbelievable.
That's where they beat the A's. Well,
yeah, 5-1. Well, you take what you can. And our boy Vargas had 2 walks and a run. So good for you, Miguel. Way to hang tough, Miguel, man. I'm rooting for him. He's now my favorite player on the White Sox, dude.
I love it, dude. Dude, how's Benintendi doing? He's having a tough year, isn't he?
I believe he is. Hold on.
Like some of those guys in that lineup just like can't get going.
They cannot. Andrew,
how happy is Tommy Pham? He got traded to the Cardinals. He's now in the race.
Holy cow. And he's like in the heart of the race. Wow, dude, you called it. Benintendi's hitting a $182.
And it's like zero, like an OPS in the 5s, right?
His on base percentage is 229. Ugh, jeez Louise.
Dude, that's the big one of the biggest contracts ever for the White Sox. Like 4 years, 80 million or something, or something like that.
Everybody wanted him before the season. Yeah,
I know.
Holy moly.
That's what a bad vibe and bad mojo will do, dude. It'll bring everybody down.
Sorry, he's a $185 in his last like month or two. He's hitting 210 overall. That's my bad. His slugging's 343. His on base, his OPS is 605. I think my OPS is 605, and I haven't played a game. That sucks. -2 WAR for those of you who care about WAR. That means that's not good. You're a negative.
What means wins above replacement? That means his replacement would be better than he is.
Yes. What, the average minor league prospect? Is that what it is?
The average
yeah. I still
minor league player. Yeah, I don't. Something like that.
Wow, he's 2% less of a man than the next guy.
Well, you know what? It gives you more incentive to have a great year next year for Andrew Benintendi. Because when you're a player and you have a bad year, you take it personally. Hopefully, he gets it going. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this guy's had some pretty good years in his career. Hit 320 one year. All right, dude. What,
dude? Let's not forget about great things almost happening. How about Framber Valdez last night going 8 2/3, and he gave up a 2-run bomb to Corey Seager to break up the no-hitter. I was like, oh no,
unbelievable!
1 out away, dude, from a second no-hitter.
Do you know the Seager part of that is crazy too? I think he's the only player in Major League history to break up 2 no-hitters with 2 outs in the 9th.
Oh, really?
Hold on. Oh, no-hitter. I don't think
I broke up a no-hitter with 1 out in the 9th.
Did you?
Andy Bennett in my rookie year, 1998. Andy
he
Bennett
was nasty. He was nasty.
I hit a line drive over the second baseman's head. Knock.
Oh, man. Yeah, he broke up a no-hitter for the 2nd time in his career. He's a no-hitter's worst nightmare, they're saying. 2nd time in his career, Seager played the role of ultimate spoiler. That's unbelievable. Two times, 9th inning, 2 outs. That's crazy. That dude's got some nasty stuff, though, by the way. When he's
dude, Valdez was so nasty last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So good for that. We can't go away without some sad news. The that happened yesterday, the whole baseball world is pretty upset. I'll just kind of let you take it.
Yeah. Billy Bean, who's really fighting for inclusion in Major League Baseball and sports, passed away yesterday after a year-long bout, I believe, with cancer. And Billy was a good guy, man. I got a chance to run into it to him a few times. He did some great things for baseball, and just rest in peace, Billy, and thanks for the impact that you made.
Yeah, always had a smile on his face and was
Yeah.
one of the smartest men in baseball. So yeah, we miss him, and sad day for baseball. So prayers to his family and everything like that.
Man, on that note, Chinch, love you, brother. Every day is a precious day. We all know that. Let's enjoy our present moments today, and let's lean into it and be grateful. And love you, buddy. And everyone out there listening, we love all you guys. We appreciate you guys listening. We'll catch everybody tomorrow. See you, brother.
Everybody.